Shannon?
Please move your necklace away from the microphone.
Sorry.
So help me understand how you said you were coming on here, you didn't want to be the evil, scheming, this, that, whatever.
It has nothing
this
to do
is
with
your
that.
comeback?
No, let me explain why
that's
we did
the
it.
impression. No, I want to talk about you. Because I don't have a relationship with them.
I understand.
Our relationship was you. So before you talk about why I want to understand what your decision was.
My decision was that I felt like when I suggested, when we went up and had the meeting in Keisha's room about using the veto, I suggested, okay, if we use the veto, I think in the time, I think I said both. I think I said, and I may be wrong, I should get something or we should get something out of it if we pull Chuck down. And that's when you kind of jumped at me and said, this is about a group thing and this is not an I thing.
Yeah,
and
because they've been saying you cut a deal already with Mark, which obviously was true.
No, it wasn't true.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't true. No, it wasn't true. I haven't been working with Mark.
Whispering behind your back saying you had been scheming with the guys. And I was like,
I haven't
she
been.
Do that.
No.
And you'll watch
Okay,
and
wait.
see.
Let's stick with one topic
Okay,
and then I'll address that.
So you said no and you...
And so you jumped down my throat and
said
I
we.
cried and said, okay, you're right. And Keisha said, nobody here tip off any of the guys what we're going to do. And we want to see their faces if we, like when we use it. I want to take Chuck down and put Mark up and nobody say a word to Chuck or anybody. And we agreed. We agreed. And then Keisha kept tipping her hand by the way she would say, the way she started defending Chuck when we'd have other meetings. We all knew that she had gone to Chuck.
Talk to Mark at that point because he said, we can go in there. He said you did.
At what point?
I don't want to blow up your game, but
No,
at that point he said that you all talked. That
When?
y'all talked a couple days ago.
We don't talk. Okay, wait, there's different steps to this. Let me start.
Okay, because I don't
At
mind.
that point,
We can go in our room because your room echoes.
okay.
Shannon?
Please move your necklace away from the microphone.
Sorry.
So help me understand how you said you were coming on here, you didn't want to be the evil, scheming, this, that, whatever.
It has nothing
this
to do
is
with
your
that.
comeback?
No, let me explain
Because
why
that's
we did
the
it.
impression. No, I want to talk about you. Because I don't have a relationship with them.
I
Our
understand.
relationship was you. So before you talk about why I want to understand what your decision was.
My decision was that I felt like when I suggested, when we went up and had the meeting in Keisha's room about using the veto, I suggested, okay, if we use the veto, I think in the time, I think I said both. I think I said, and I may be wrong, I should get something or we should get something out of it if we pull Chuck down. And that's when you kind of jumped at me and said, this is about a group thing and this is not an I thing.
Yeah,
and
because they've been saying you cut a deal already with Mark, which obviously was true.
No, it wasn't true.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't true. No, it wasn't true. I haven't been working with Mark.
Whispering behind your back saying you had been scheming with the guys. And I was like,
I haven't
she
been.
Wouldn't do that.
No.
And you'll watch
Okay,
and you'll
wait.
see.
Let's stick with one topic
Okay,
and then
so-
I'll address that.
So you said no and you...
And so you jumped down my throat and
said
I
we.
cried and said, okay, you're right. And Keisha said, nobody here tip off any of the guys what we're going to do. And we want to see their faces if we, like when we use it. I want to take Chuck down and put Mark up and nobody say a word to Chuck or anybody. And we agreed. We agreed. And then Keisha kept tipping her hand by the way she would say, the way she started defending Chuck when we'd have other meetings. We all knew that she had gone to
you
Chuck.
talk to Mark at that point because he said, we can go in there. He said you did.
At what point?
I don't want to blow up your game, but
No,
at that point he said that you all talked. That y'all
When?
talked a couple days ago.
We don't talk. Okay, wait. There's different steps to this. Let me start.
Okay, because I don't
At that
mind
point-
at this point blowing up everybody's stuff of what
No.
everybody has told me. So
No,
just
you can
don't
definitely-
lie to me. Give it to me straight.
I am.
Okay.
I am. I'm telling you exactly what it was. I didn't have it. I was actually honest about my deal with Mark, which was before we had the alliance, and I told everybody it was if I don't send you home and I put you up as a pawn or not, you give me the same courtesy if you get HOH, and that was the extent of it. And I've been very honest with people, and that was the extent of it. I haven't talked game with him further until last night, and more today than last night. Haven't talked to him. So when we started realizing that, and it wasn't just me suspecting, it started being people catching people and then hearing from the guys, and it was a trickle-in process over the last couple days that Keisha had gone to Chuck. Nobody was blaming you. What we were looking at was Keisha going to Chuck, okay? That meant that she lied to us. She went behind our alliance's back. Now, what she could have done is said to us, I, as HOH, would like to make a deal with Chuck, and which is what I suggested to the group. I could have gone behind everyone's back as well as the POV holder and do it, and I didn't, because I was trying to be very open and honest with everyone. So when she went behind our back, we felt like we can't trust her. She's already lied to us, and she's already setting up a side group with Chuck. So if Chuck wins, he comes after us. So we started looking at that. So you
Who's
keep
the we? So
Who do you
the
think?
whole house is working together?
No, it was the rest of the alliance.
And Mark.
Mark came later.
You asked in front of all of us to add Mark.
No. It had nothing to that. I told you the truth about that. I swear to God, I told you the truth about that. There was no Mark alliance. There was no deal, and you can go. We could talk to him together.
But he is now a part of y'all's alliance.
Well, he voted with us. He's not part of an alliance, and we don't have an alliance. We didn't talk about it like that. We pulled him in as a number because he's floating around, and he had already said to us that Chuck said to him he had a deal with you guys, and that Chuck said, "Just wait, I've got two people, and I'm
Chuck
pulling
said
you
he had
in."
a deal with me.
I believe
To
so.
who?
To Mark.
When you watch this back, you know he
Okay.
never said that.
Well, yes, Mark, or we can bring
Bible.
Mark. Okay.
You will watch
And that's
this
why
back.
I'm saying to you that it was Keisha that we were basing this on Keisha's actions. I can't speak for you. The only thing we knew about you is that Brandy had caught you guys talking, and we know that doesn't necessarily mean anything. But then
We had a conversation. He said, I'm trying to get support. I want to work with people. We never cut a deal.
Things started adding up in people's heads the more they thought about it. Ari and Marissa said yesterday, they felt like you were not letting them have alone time in the kitchen and outside, and it was during that time that Chuck and Keisha went upstairs to talk.
That I wouldn't let who have alone time?
Marissa and Ari.
But why with them having time together?
Maybe it was just to let Keisha and Chuck talk. I don't know. I don't know about that.
Doesn't matter.
But Keisha so she wanted to pull him off the block, which was our first red flag for no reason. And
No,
then
it's just because she thought you and Mark had a deal, which she now believes is true.
I don't care. We don't. We
You already
didn't.
And then you
I
had an
told you
opportunity
what
to
the deal
pull me
was.
in
It was
when
a one.
But you had an opportunity to tip me off, and I would have voted with you all when I came in there to talk to you. You said you didn't care, and you blew me off. When I came in there and I said, "Be careful." I was still looking out for you.
I was told not to say a word.
By who?
The group.
So who's running
I have
the
to
group
go
if it's
with,
not you?
I have to go with the
Shannon,
numbers.
who's
There is no
running?
one running the group. Everyone's a part of it. Nobody's
You're
looked
not
at.
going to convince me that Marissa or Brandy are coming up with strategy. I'm sorry. That would be laughable to anybody who's a Big Brother
But
person.
I don't treat anybody like they're a leader of anything.
So where are you in the scheme of things? Shannon, do you really think that they're not going to come for you?
No, but look, my target was so big. What do I care? I have to try to last one more week. If I have Chuck coming after me, and I have you and Keisha coming after me, and probably Meta.
Why would you say me and Keisha?
Because that's what it was seeming like to us.
I gave my word to you. Forget them. To you. So you didn't take my word.
But you didn't.
From the beginning.
But you knew something was
very
going on with them,
directly.
and I didn't feel like I was being let in on that. If you would have pulled me into that,
Keisha and Chuck's deal, whatever they had going on, everything she suggested in front of you all, I talked out exactly how I did, and you'll watch it and you'll see that.
Okay.
So to say that me and Keisha were coming after you is ridiculous. when obviously I have no one else at the house. So you think I'm going to throw the only person that I was aligned with under the bus?
Well, I'm just
At least give me
explaining
credit
why.
for knowing this game, Shannon.
I know. So let me finish why we did it. So when we looked at it, nobody until like night before last started thinking about any other way. We were with you guys. No, you'll see
I'm
it.
entitled to my reaction.
I know, but you'll see it. Like everybody was too scared because we don't know for sure. But then the guys started saying, "Oh no, they have a deal." Every single
Keisha
guy.
and Chuck?
Yes.
Or me and Chuck?
I don't think anyone named you specifically. Keisha and Chuck have a deal. I think you became guilty by association, and the fact that Brandy caught you talking to Chuck, that made us think, well, it must be the three of them.
That makes no sense because that wasn't 2 days ago. That was yesterday.
That was yesterday.
So that doesn't even factor into the
No, it
couple
does.
of days ago.
A couple days ago, I started having the suspicions because of the POV. I was already having suspicions, and then when we talked about it, things started adding up, and she goes, I did just catch them talking. And she's like, something's going on. When Keisha came in here the other night and sat right there and said, I don't think Chuck should go home next. It's the second time she did that besides the POV meeting. So that was 3 times. And I had already told you before that it was a tip-off.
3 times you defended Mark.
No, I did
So I
not
guess
defend
there's
Mark. I had
different
nothing to
rules
do with Mark. I don't care about Mark.
You're screaming now.
Sorry. I don't care about Mark. I know she thinks I have a deal with Mark, but we can pull him in here. I don't. You can pull anybody from my alliance in here. I
Your
don't
alliance?
have a deal.
Tell me about your alliance, since you just said that. My alliance is what you just said. Tell me about
the
your
rest of
alliance.
the group that had to make the decision. You know who voted.
So you said it wasn't an alliance. We just wrote it together, and then you called it your alliance.
You're right. Because we had each other's back on the vote. There is no name. There's nothing official. We had each other's back with this vote because we all felt like James could actually be an ally to us, just the same way she...
How will you feel as a Big Brother fan when you look back and James wins this game and you had an opportunity to actually win the game? Like I just really want to know, as a Big Brother fan, how do you feel when you go back and look back with the Big Brother community, who you know?
What I was seeing was that we know right now, before the vote, that she has a deal with Chuck, and if we don't do anything about it, we're going to be watching at home on our couch, regretting not doing anything about it.
I wonder why everybody's so aggressively going after her when everybody has deals and everybody's cutting sidelines. It seems very interesting to me. I saw it happening when she first became HOH, how disrespectful people were to her. Yes. From little things like when she would call meetings and people would meander in to just even helping her when she needed something. It's just the behavior of the HOH traditionally. I'm just talking about traditionally when the HOH is like, let's da-da-da. People were very disrespectful through her HOH. You won't see it until you watch it.
Okay.
But I'm just telling you that it was.
I don't think anybody meant to be.
No, they were. And
well,
I don't know
certainly
about
didn't
intentional.
mean to be.
But it won't be until you see it that you'll see how horribly different it was from when you were HOH. Just a day later to when she became HOH.
Well, I can't speak for other people. I thought I had connected with Keisha when we had that talk that day and you walked in, I was sitting in the tub talking to her. But as the next few days went by, I didn't feel like she liked me even. Not even.
But why does it matter if people like you in the Big Brother house?
Well, then it tells me who's going to be against me and for me.
Well,
and if she's making
likes or
deals
dislikes me, I'm going to be going home. I mean, I know people like me or dislike me. I mean, Ross spent the first 3 days telling people how much he didn't trust, didn't like, whatever. I don't take it personal.
No, I know.
So somebody has to
but if
be your friend.
But if I know somebody's making a deal and coming after me with that deal, why am I not going to try to flip that script?
You made deals too,
Shannon? Of course I have.
Okay,
you
so
and I
why
had a
has she
deal.
been indicted when treated differently when you've done the same thing? You don't
Everyone
see what
has.
you're saying. But the way
that's
you're
the
saying it to
game.
me is if she committed some grand crime.
No, but she lied to the group. So
many people have lied to this group.
Well, I don't know who else. I haven't lied to the group.
Yes, you have.
How?
Oh my God, Shannon.
I told you guys every
didn't tell
conversation
me.
I had.
You didn't tell me, and I was the only one. And you'll see this, and I
wasn't
think it'll
allowed
make you
to.
really, really, really sad.
I wasn't
Allowed to. What
tell
are you
you.
talking about? I came back even to the detriment of my game and told you everything. Even
And he was
minutes
lying
before,
because I didn't go down
even
and say
minutes
that,
before
which made
you-
me even angrier. I'm like, I never walked out of that meeting and talked to Chuck. I told you exactly what happened. He came in 30 minutes, maybe 30 minutes before you did, and said, am I going home? And we had all agreed we can't say anything.
Well, he specifically said that you kind of threw Keisha and I out there, like, they're blah, blah, blah.
I
Why would
said,
you
aren't
throw
you
me out
friends, verbatim, aren't you friends with Keisha and Omarosa? What are they saying? And he's like, they're not saying anything. I tried to talk to Omarosa, and she pushed me aside and said, I can't talk to you.
Does that give you any clue? He was telling the truth.
I believed him.
So you blew up our an alliance that could have been so strong.
But not if I
For
was
people
next
who
on the
doesn't-
list. When you guys are
host
talking,
list.
if you look, you spend a lot of time with Keisha, so of course I have to assume.
Of course I did.
And
because I know how to play Big Brother. You generally.
But you also
cozy up
said
with
you
the
would never put her
HOH.
on the block.
No,
Meta
I'm not.
said he would never put her on the
No,
block.
I wouldn't. I'm sorry. That's just.
You
I'm
told
not,
me you wouldn't put her on the block.
Absolutely. I
know.
still wouldn't put her on the
So
block.
then that's a threat to my game. If nobody's
Why?
gonna, if
When
you're
I
with
told
somebody,
you I
you're
would
not
never-
gonna put
excuse me,
up. But
when
you
I
didn't
told
tell.
you I would never put you up on the block.
That was.
Wait. So you don't believe? You believe that I won't put her on the block, and I'm saying the same thing to you. I won't believe you. That you wouldn't believe that I wouldn't put you on the. You, Shannon, look me in the eyes, and you believe that I would put you on the block after I gave you my word.
I did. I
That's
felt
that's
like
terrible gameplay.
But I felt like you
So and
weren't.
you trust these folks over me.
Mike,
That's
I
when I
have
tell
to.
you that is so sad.
I
Because you're gonna go and you're gonna leave this house. Can I say this? Can I
okay.
just say this one thing?
Yeah.
You're gonna leave this house and you're gonna see all the conversations people have had about Shannon, and you're gonna regret that the one person who was consistently having your back is me.
But I felt like you were lying to me already.
Good. Everybody's lying to you, Shannon. Everybody.
But then,
wants
so
to-
then I
I've
have to
never
do what I
lied.
felt was right for my game.
I'm just saying, everybody, every single person has separately had a conversation about you.
Of course they
The
have.
one person who's given their word in front of God in America that I would have your back, you turn on. And that is going to be probably one of the things when you watch, I hope that you'll come to realize be your biggest regret.
Okay. I'm sorry.
And I
have
feel
to stay
good
with,
about my integrity because I
to
sat
stay
here
with the numbers.
and told
I had to. What? My
Shannon, you
vote.
said to me on your career rebound that the one thing you didn't want to look like is the bitchy chick. I'm telling you right now, you look like a horrible bitchy chick. The
Okay.
thing you're running from, you're running to.
Okay.
You're going to come across as the scheming, conniving, bitchy chick.
Okay.
And I didn't come to know the scheming, conniving, bitchy chick. I came to know somebody who has a good spirit and a good heart. But with all this, the thing that you're striving to accomplish and your comeback to Hollywood, you're actually working against that.
Okay.
And that's something I guess you'll have to deal with. But in my book, you look like the scheming, conniving bitch.
Well, I
mean
felt
girl.
like I was lied to and turned on when Keisha lied to the group and
That's the
turned
call
on
you made.
us.
It's a call you made. But you look like the scheming, conniving, mean
Okay.
girl bitch. Like, and that's sad because you kept saying it to me and I believed you. And now I'm like, oh, because I was like, why would she get that? I haven't encountered nothing but kindness and sweetness and a good spirit from until I'm pulling a knife out of my back from the lying, scheming, conniving, mean girl bitch.
This is. I'm telling you now. This is Keisha's doing, not yours. But
Then why
I
do
felt.
I have a knife in my back when I made an alliance with you on day one within the first hour of this game? Why would you not? I don't care what they told you. You know how this game goes. You could have tipped me off. I wouldn't have blown it up. If you just said to me, we're lying, I just want to give you a heads up. Just be cool. I would have been cool. And that, to me, that's where the mean girl
And I
is
wanted
lying.
to tell you, but I couldn't. Because if they found out I told you, then I'm not going to have anything or anyone because I already felt like you had turned on me. Hey.
What do you have about that?
Mostly you. All this was centered around you.
Oh, around me?
Yeah, Shannon thought you had to deal with Chuck.
Oh,
The fact that you had gone behind, after you asked us not to say anything to him, and we didn't. And then you went behind our
You know
back and
what?
did it.
you
But
have
you
a
asked-
deal.
you asked me what we
let
were
me tell
talking
you,
about. I'm
I
telling you
don't
the
have a
truth.
deal
have
with
a deal-
Mark. I know you think I do.
Let me-
I don't. And
let me-
and you can bring him in here.
Okay, it doesn't matter at this point.
you do have a deal with everyone in the house, and you're not going to convince me otherwise right now. It's okay. Like, only thing, and you'll see back on the tape, the only thing I did was try to protect the alliance.
And then you should have
That's
let us in
what
on
I've
it.
done.
Because everybody
There's a
felt
whole-
like,
no, no.
and all the guys came to us and said, yeah, of course they have a deal. And the fact that you asked us not to go to him and we didn't, I
but some
suggested
people
it, got
did
my
go to
throat
him.
jumped
There-
down.
There are a lot of people who went to people. So it's, you know what? It's neither here nor there. I know that this game is everything to you. And, you know, job well done. Like, well done. It's all good. Like, it's a game. This is part of the game. And I've played this game and I've been very upfront. I've been very honest. And what I've done has been to protect this alliance. At no point.
We weren't in on
we
that.
weren't in on the
And
alliance.
no,
I
no, no.
probably
You should
That's
have
what I
let us-
realized. It's okay.
If you would
It
have
was a separate
told
alliance.
us as a
It's
group
okay.
what was going on, we would have trusted you.
You know
But
what?
so everyone you came in here twice after you wanted me to use the veto and said, let's not vote Chuck out next.
But you
know how
said 3
suspicious that
times
looked?
about Mark,
I
and
had-
now they're
exactly.
lying.
I had nothing with
sketchiness-
Mark.
You just told me you added Mark to your alliance.
We added him as a number for tonight.
But did you not say to us when we were in the bathroom that let's just pretend
to
like
our
he's a
alliance.
part of the
Pretend
alliance?
in case he gets POV. And that's all I said. If you go back and listen, if he gets POV, you pretend so he won't use it on James. I was still
don't
after
believe
James.
So-
a word that
So
comes
this is
out
my
of her
thing.
mouth.
So this is my thing. Regardless of any of that, we were like, just take all of this as smoke and mirrors. The threat was James. The person who we felt was James.
Mm-hmm.
And if there was something, why didn't you call me out if there was something?
We tried to.
could've-
Marissa tried to, and you walked out of the room this morning.
I was in the bathroom the whole time, and then I was moving out of the HOH suite,
I know, but
and I had to
Nobody
move
even
out in
helped her.
time.
I even mentioned
both
that. Not even a
times-
person offered to help you, by the way.
The guys helped you move stuff downstairs.
The guys.
After I had packed
She's not
everything
had a
by the door
conversation.
and was walking my stuff down, they helped as I was coming down the stairs.
Okay. I wasn't paying any attention to that. I was paying attention to the fighting and you and Brandy. And then I apparently got attacked for not saying anything. So I get attacked if I say something. I get attacked if I don't.
Well,
when
I
I sat
spoke up
here and
mostly
tried to
because
suggest,
Brandy was trying to blow up your game, but now I realize they were working together, so it didn't matter.
well, we were all working together at that point.
If what you need,
As of this morning,
if
you
what
told me
you
this started
need-
happening
We
2 days
started
ago.
suggesting it. Nobody
If
had
what-
a
if
decision
what
made
you-
this morning,
listen,
but that fight sealed it.
if
Trust
what
me,
you
that's what they've
need
said.
to believe, to feel okay, if that's it, that's fine.
Okay.
Like, it's okay. But
That's why I said we need to have a talk with the group, so you're not just hearing it from me. See what other people say too.
We already knew, Shannon, that we were on the bottom of the totem pole in the pecking order.
You weren't. It's because she lied to us. We were going to stick to it until we knew there was a deal with Chuck. We were sticking to
People
it.
were saying Keisha's name before.
first
she
of all,
became
I did not
We
have
were not
a
turning.
deal with Chuck. I did not have a deal with Chuck.
Okay.
I simply asked him, I said, listen, I'm HOH. The only thing we talked about was the fact that just how you would have, it's HOH. I cannot play in the HOH competition. But I didn't promise Chuck anything. I promised
very-
You
Chuck
asked him
nothing.
not to put you up if he wins HOH.
But I did not promise Chuck anything. I didn't tell Chuck that how the vote was going to go. I did not tell Chuck about our alliance.
Did
I
you
didn't
tell
tell
him that
Chuck
we were going to pull
any
him
of that.
off and use
No,
the POV?
I did not tell him that.
Then why did you guys get so mad
I
at me
did
when
not
I made a
tell him that.
suggestion?
That's the thing, though. I didn't say any of these things.
We got mad when you made a suggestion because you kept saying, I, me.
No, sitting here, I said I wanted to. I have to when I'm the
We
one
can all
that
have the conversation. It's not
No,
an issue.
I'm
I'm
the
not
one who
doing
has
the group
POV.
thing. Shannon,
I'm sorry, I have to do what's
don't
best
worry
to get
about
me furthest because I was the next to go. I
think
know I'm a
if you
target,
win,
so
it would be great.
I'm
But
not gonna
But
win.
winning doesn't
I'm
help
not
you
going to
with your
win, and
long-term
I
goal.
know that. But I
Like
would
you
like
said,
to.
you had a long-term goal, but you're working opposite of it. It's
I don't think
baffling
so.
to me.
I don't think
You
so.
don't think you're coming across as the mean, bitchy, backstabbing girl?
No.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry.
I didn't
You
lie
have
to the
some
group.
kind of
I've been
disconnect.
extremely honest with the group. I
They
have told
all
you.
think they listen to me, so
I
that
can
when you
only-
get home and Simon is going, "Oh, Shannon."
I
I'm
can
telling
only
you
tell
right
you
here while I'm
what the
sitting
truth
here
is
with
and
you,
what
so that
I've been
when I
telling
meet
you
Simon,
is the truth.
he and I can stand there and look at you and go, Really?
Okay. I'm sorry. I've told you guys the truth. I swear to you. I don't have a deal with Mark. We did it. We started having suspicions because of her deal.
But when you
If
keep
she would have
saying
told
we,
us,
if you had told me, let's start with this conversation. The
I
reason
did
pulled
tell
in here
you.
separately.
I
you
told
me
you the
nothing.
other day.
I'm talking about when I came in there and I said, "Be
Couldn't
careful
tell you
who you
at
talk
that
to."
point. But
You
I
had a
didn't
moment-
have that
You had
conversation
an
with Chuck.
opportunity, Shannon.
But
to
I
just
didn't
say,
have
"This
that
is what we're going to
conversation.
do," and
There
I
was
would have
too
been
much
cool.
time for you guys to try to flip it back. That would not be
Us
good
guys,
for.
the two brown girls. You didn't want the two of us
It has
working
nothing
together
to
when
do with
obviously
that.
5 of y'all have been scheming, conniving, but the threat is the 2 of us having a friendship. Girl,
It
bye.
has nothing to
Girl,
do
bye.
with that.
Girl, bye.
Don't make this a
You
racist
can
issue.
get
It
out
has
of my
nothing
room.
to do
You
with
can get out
that.
of my room now. Bye-bye. 5 people scheming, but we're the ones. Get out of here, girl.